It's a conversation many of us avoid, but it's a reality too many families face. A sudden loss, and then the scramble. Funerals, unexpected bills, and often the painful necessity of a GoFundMe just to cover basic costs. It's heartbreaking, and it's a sign that for too long, many of us haven't been equipped with the tools to truly plan for the future, not just for ourselves, but for those who come after us. But what if I told you there's a different way, a way to build a financial foundation so strong that it impacts generations? Stick around, because today we're talking about generational wealth and how you can start building it now. What's up, everybody? J.Do here, and today we're tackling an incredibly important topic, yet often surrounded by silence in our homes: generational wealth. It's not just about being rich. It's about creating a lasting legacy, a foundation that lifts your family up for decades and maybe even centuries. It's about breaking cycles and building a future where your loved ones are secure, even after you're gone. And trust me, it's far more attainable than you might think. We're not talking about a distant dream for the 1%. This is for all of us, and this is for you. Let's be honest about the problem. We see it far too often. A loved one passes away, and immediately the burden shifts to the grieving family. Not just emotional, but financial. We see GoFundMe campaigns pop up for funeral expenses, for outstanding medical bills, and for basic living costs. This isn't just unfortunate. It's a symptom of a larger issue, a lack of financial planning and open communication about money across generations. Why does this happen? Often money is a taboo topic. We're taught not to talk about it at the dinner table. We don't discuss wills, life insurance, or what happens to our assets, closets, or garage after we're gone. This silence, though well-intentioned, creates a void of knowledge and preparedness. When you don't talk about money, you inadvertently teach the next generation that it is something to be feared or avoided. Think about it. We teach our kids how to drive, how to cook, how to do laundry, but we don't teach them how to handle a mortgage, a life insurance policy, or investment portfolios. We're so focused on preparing them for the present that we forget to prepare them for the future, especially a future without us. And that's where the cycle of financial struggle continues. Without proper planning, when someone passes away without a will or designated beneficiaries, their assets can get tied up in a lengthy and expensive legal process called probate. Probate. Probate can take months, even years, and it can eat up a significant portion of the estate in legal fees. Meanwhile, bills pile up and families are left scrambling. This isn't a judgment, it's a reality, and it's a cycle we have the power to break. So what is generational wealth? It's not just a giant inheritance handed down. It's the accumulation of assets and financial knowledge that can be passed from one generation to the next, improving the economic well-being of a family over time. It's about providing a head start, an advantage. It could be financial assets like investments, real estate, or a paid-off home. It could be financial literacy, teaching your children and grandchildren how to save, how to spend, invest, manage debt. This is arguably the most valuable transfer. It's about strong values, instilling discipline, patience, and a long-term perspective when it comes to money. It's about opportunities, the ability to fund education, start a business, or make a down payment on a home, free from the crushing burden of debt. Think about it like planting a tree. You plant the seed, you nurture it, you water it, and it grows into something that can provide shade, fruit, and beauty for years after you're gone. Generational wealth is your financial tree, and you are the one who plants the first seed. You don't have to plant a giant oak tree on day one. You can start with a small sapling. The important thing is to start planning. Okay, so how do we actually do this? What are the concrete steps to build this legacy? Here are the powerful ways to set up generational wealth, and we're going to dive into each one. Be sure to stay for all 7. The power of life insurance. This is often the simplest and most immediate way to create a financial safety net for your family upon passing. A well-structured life insurance policy can provide tax-free payouts that can cover funeral expenses, pay off debts, replace lost income, and even leave a substantial inheritance. It's often the first step in ensuring your family isn't burdened financially during their grief. It's an act of love, saying, I got you covered, no matter what. And let's be clear, this is not just about a temporary plan. It's a well-designed permanent policy, like a whole life insurance contract, that can also build a cash value that you can access while you're still alive. This cash value can be a powerful financial tool for things like a down payment on a house, funding a business venture, or supplementing retirement income passively. You're not just buying a death benefit, you're creating a living asset that can serve your family now and in the future. Estate planning, wills, and trusts. This is critical. A will ensures your assets will go to who you want, avoiding state intestacy laws, which might not align with your wishes. A trust can go even further, protecting assets from probate, creditors, and ensuring they're distributed according to your specific instructions over time, even across generations. You can set up a trust to pay for your grandchild's college tuition in 20 years, even if you're no longer there. And don't forget the simplest step. Make sure all your accounts, bank, retirement, insurance, have designated beneficiaries. This bypasses probate and gets money to your loved ones faster, so they aren't waiting on the courts while the bills pile up. Investing early and consistently. This is the engine of wealth growth. Contributing to passive income accounts early means compound interest has decades to work its magic. Albert Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and he was right. Your initial investments can grow exponentially over time, becoming a substantial asset to pass down. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. You start with a small one, but over time, it picks up more and more snow, growing into a giant. The key to start rolling that snowball is just start early as possible. Consider investing in things you like and or can control. You don't need to be a Wall Street wizard. Just be consistent and let math do the heavy lifting for you. Real estate. Owning property can be a cornerstone of generational wealth. A primary residence builds equity, but investing in rental properties can provide passive income and long-term appreciation. Imagine owning a property or just having some equity in a deal that not only pays for itself, but also generates an income stream that can be passed down to your children. That gives them an ongoing source of revenue that can help fund their own goals, whether it's starting a business or saving for their own home. Real estate can be a powerful and tangible asset to transfer, providing a source of future generations to live in and with, rent out, or sell for substantial profits. Minimizing your tax burdens. When it comes to building wealth that lasts, the goal isn't just to make more money, it's to keep more of what you make. Too many families end up losing ground because no one ever showed them how to play the tax game legally and strategically. Tax planning isn't about avoidance, it's about efficiency. It's about structuring your finances so that every dollar you earn, save, and spend flows with purpose and not waste. The wealthy don't work harder for their money, they make their money work harder using the rules already written by the IRS. Think about this. You wouldn't drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. Yet that's exactly what happens when you build wealth without a tax strategy. By understanding deductions, credits, and the timing of your income and expenses and business formation, you can get your cash to flow freely instead of leaking away through poor planning. So the question isn't, how do I avoid taxes? It's just, how do I stop overpaying them? That mindset shift alone can move you from frustration to freedom. Educational savings without debt. Now let's talk about preparing the next generation without sending them off to college with decades of debt. Education is one of the best gifts you can fund, but the way most people do it, it's backward. They borrow first and figure it out later. Instead, think about it as educational cash flow decisions, not a debt decision. Start by exploring in-state schools with lower tuition or trade programs that lead directly into well-paying careers and scholarships and grants that reward effort instead of draining savings. These choices can dramatically reduce the out-of-pocket choices and burden on your family. And when you save for education, look for flexible options, accounts or systems that you control, that don't lock you into a single use or penalty if your child chooses a different path. The goal is to have money available on your terms, not trapped in someone else's plan. Education should open doors, not close bank accounts. So teach your kids that financial wisdom is its own degree, one that compounds long after graduation. Family financial education, communication, being open. This is paramount. What good is wealth if the next generation doesn't know how to manage it or don't even know it's there? You can pass down $1 million, but if your children don't understand saving and spending, it's going to be gone in a few years. The most valuable thing you can pass down isn't money, but knowledge of how to manage things. Talk about things more openly. Involve your children in age-appropriate financial discussions. Teach them about saving, investing, budgeting, and the value of hard work. Share your financial journey, including successes, but also the mistakes. Create a family meeting around finances. We call them financial family reunions, just like we'd gather for a cookout. Make it a tradition to discuss your goals, your plans, and your legacy. That regular conversation, that knowledge transfer, is invaluable. The silence around money, the lack of planning, these are cycles, often unintentional, that can perpetuate financial struggle. But you have the power to break them. It starts with one intentional step, one conversation, one plan. It's not about being perfect, it's about being proactive. You don't need millions to start building generational wealth. You need a plan. You need discipline, conversations, and courage around things with your family. Imagine a future where your family doesn't face financial distress during moments of crisis. Imagine a future where your children and grandchildren have the financial head start, able to pursue their dreams without the weight of inherited debt or lack of opportunity. That's the power of generational wealth. It's a legacy of love, security, and opportunity that transcends time. So today, right now, choose one of those 7 things to start. Look into life insurance. Talk to a coach on our team about a will. Open compound interest earning accounts that cash flow for a loved one. Have that conversation about money at your next family gathering. Take the step to ensure your legacy is one of strength and stability. Building generational wealth is a profound act of love. It's securing not just your future, but the future of those you cherish most. Let's build legacies that truly last. If this video inspired you to think differently about your family's financial future, hit that like button and subscribe to the Banking Bros channel for more empowering financial decisions. And ring the notification bell. School's in session. Knowledge is power, and it's time to build your financial legacy. Until next time or next video, keep building.